Hi, welcome to this webinar. My name is Alan Fu and I'm the CEO and founder of Hustle Nation. If you're watching this webinar, it means that someone around you really truly cares about you to give you this opportunity. Now, over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little bit about my story and what got me to chasing entrepreneurship in the 21st century, and not just that, but to teach people how to create financial freedom in their own house. Now, before we get started, let me first introduce myself so you guys can get to know me a little bit as we spend the next couple of minutes together. As you guys know by now, my name is Alan. I am a diamond director at our company. I'm also an international speaker and trainer. I'm a nutritionist by profession and a personal trainer. And I used to own traditional businesses. I started building businesses at the age of 14 under the guidance of my parents, and I grew up watching my parents build their traditional business. Now I spend my time as an entrepreneur in the online space, and at the same time, I teach other people to reach success in our business. So let me just start off with a little bit about my story. I'm gonna go back a few years for you guys so you can see just the journey that we've come along. You see the pictures up on the screen right now. On the left, you can see my mum working in a sweatshop when she first came to Australia in the early 90s. On the right side, you can see a photo of my dad. He's the second person from the right, working in a bakery. That was the job that they were working when they first came to Australia in the early 90s. Very quickly, they picked up multiple jobs to support their life and to support their journey here in Australia. And I'm sure both you and me know that being a first-generation immigrant in a foreign country where you don't speak English is a very, very difficult journey. For my parents, it was no different. They were earning $3 to $4 an hour, and they were working 16 to 20-hour days just to put food on the table, clothes on their back, and in order to put a roof over their head. And they came to Australia not to become a millionaire. They came to Australia not to get rich overnight, but they came to Australia for a better life and to have a better environment to raise their children, and that child being me. So I'm extremely grateful for my parents for making the journey and for making the change to come to a foreign country where they could start a better life. And fast forward a couple of years, they wanted to chase the Australian dream. And for most first-generation immigrants, that Australian dream was to open a small business in order to serve the community and at the same time make a little bit more money for themselves. That led my parents to starting their own shoe business at the markets first, and from there they expanded to brick and mortar stores all across Sydney here in Australia. And then somehow along came me in 1995. Some of the people around me say that I was born into business and I was destined for business, and I believe that. And the reason for that was because when I was born as a child, I was born into our shoe shop. You can see the first couple of months of my life, I was in the shoe shop as the register boy, and I was already starting to make sales from a very, very young age. I'm guessing my parents used me as a marketing trick in order to attract more customers into the business. And from there, I got a promotion really quickly to become part of the branding team, where I was able to use the marketing and attract more customers into our business by using myself as promotion. And from there, I got promoted again to become a product tester, where I could test products by chewing on them, by smashing them, by using them as toys and cars. And that was the sort of lifestyle that I lived. And then finally, I was able to become a top-level salesperson, working at the front of the shop and making direct sales to customers, as you guys can see in the bottom right corner. So I grew up in a business environment. Yes, I agree. And I grew up in an environment where I saw what it takes to build up a business from scratch. Now, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, as most business owners can tell you. A lot of businesses actually go under. In fact, 95% of businesses actually fail within the first 5 years. Now, for us, we were actually quite fortunate because our business lasted quite a while. We built 3 brick and mortar stores across Sydney, and at the same time, on the weekends, we had 3 market stores. So that was a really cool adventure for me and my brother. We used to go to the shop every single day after school, and that was our place to stay. That was our childcare. That was our kindergarten. That was where we went to study. That was where we went to stay with our parents. And that was where we went to really enjoy ourselves. So we lived and grew up in our shoe stores. But unfortunately, as the 2000s started to progress, we started to see things like e-commerce and the internet. And that came along at a time, and at that stage, it was very early on, and no one really knew what was going to happen. But as time went on, it became quite evident that e-commerce and the internet would start to play a big role in the business world. Not only that, but inflation had really started to pick up during that time, and it was starting to go up. And finally, in 2008, the global financial crisis came. At that stage, I was only 12 or 13 years old, and what I saw was an extremely rough time for my parents. They wanted to sell the business, but anyone would know that a business going down and inflation going up and a global financial crisis would mean that the business would not sell. And that was exactly what happened. We couldn't sell the business, and my parents decided to close down all the stores to prevent further losses. When that happened, we took all the stock home. At that stage, we had 6 shoe shops, and with those 6 shoe shops, we had $150,000 worth of stock in each shop. So it was quite a difficult time taking all of that stock back home, and it filled up a double garage all the way to the ceiling, and at the same time, it filled up our lounge room to the ceiling. And if you guys can do the quick maths, $150,000 times 6 is almost $800,000 worth of stock. At that stage, my parents had just gotten a brand new mortgage. That put us to almost $1.5 million in debt. And it was quite a struggle. We had over $500,000 worth of stock at home. We had a brand new mortgage, and it was definitely a struggle period for my parents. I don't think I can remember any day where they weren't fighting or arguing. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that as well in some way or another. Is that no matter how much you love the person that you're with, when finances come in between things, it always causes a ruckus. It always causes some sort of issue. And so that's exactly what happened with us. I don't remember a single day where my parents weren't fighting or arguing over money. Fortunately for me, my parents really cared about my future, and they decided that they did not want me to follow the same pathway as they did. When I was 12, they gave me for my 12th birthday, instead of a Harry Potter book, they gave me Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. And because of that book, it really helped me with my financial education. And from that day, I made the decision that I would never be broke again. From that day, I made the decision that I would retire my parents and to give back for all the sacrifices that they had given to me. And so I followed the traditional pathway for a while. I followed what my parents wanted me to do. I went to school. I went to a prestigious high school here in Sydney. I went to Sydney Boys High School. From there, I went into university as a good student should. I studied a science degree where I was one of the top performers in the laboratory doing science work. And at the same time, I graduated from Sydney University. So I went to a prestigious high school and I went to a prestigious university, and I did what every parent would be proud of. But for me, something was missing. During the time I was at university, I wanted to experiment. I really wanted to take the financial pressures off my parents by becoming independent for myself. So from the age of 14, the legal age to start working here in New South Wales, Australia, I started to work. I picked up multiple jobs around Sydney and I started to work. I was working cleaning floors, I was working sales jobs, doing door-to-door sales, I worked as a receptionist in a gym, I did tutoring, I started my own mobile tutoring business, I went around in different tutoring centers, I became a sports coach for athletics and soccer. I did plenty of different odd jobs in order to make ends meet for myself so that I could take the financial pressures off my parents. But what I started to realize was that no matter where I went, whether it was university, whether it was work, whether it was even being a manager or assistant manager, I started to realize one thing, is that something that dictates your life is the environment that you're in. And I remember one of my great mentors telling me this, is that you are the average of the 5 closest people that you spend the most time with. And as I started to reflect on my life, I started to see. Every day I went into work, I would ask everyone, what are your plans and dreams? And no one would give me an answer. No one could tell me what they wanted to do next. No one would tell me what their 5-year plan was. No one could tell me what their dreams were. And that started to really shock me. And that started to really scare me, because if I knew that I was the average of the 5 closest people around me and that I would become the 6th of the 5, then I knew that in time, I would also lose my dreams. So I decided to change my environment. I decided to change who I hang around. And I started to meet with a lot of different people in the community. I started to go to a lot of seminars. I started to reach out to a lot of celebrities. I started to reach out to a lot of successful people around the world. I started getting mentorship from Dr. Dennis Waitley, Gary Vaynerchuk, Kerwin Ray. I went to Yale University for a special MBA course. I've met Dr. Rob Sinnott, who is the Chief Scientific Officer and also a CEO. I've also met Dr. Myron Wentz, who is a world-renowned microbiologist and immunologist. I've met Mel Robbins, Bart Kwan from Just Kidding Films on the online space, Austin Trout, Olympian boxer and world champion boxer, Dr. Mehmet Oz. A lot of these people I started to integrate my lifestyle into. I started to change the environment that I was in. I started to change the circle that I was in. And what I really wanted to do was start to learn from people who are a lot better than me and going in the right direction. And so that led me to today, being able to stand in front of crowds of hundreds, if not thousands, to inspire them, to educate, to also teach people how to become successful. I've been able to go out there and share my story and share my journey with everyone around me, and to create teams of hundreds, if not thousands, around the world. But the thing that I'm most proud of in this picture that you guys see here is that picture in the top right-hand corner. I was able to take my parents on a holiday earlier this year to take them to Thailand and Singapore, and to pay for a lot of their expenses there. Now, I'm very proud of that moment because during that time, my parents reminded me of just how far we have come as a family. They reminded me back during the global financial crisis, there were periods in our life where we couldn't afford to eat. We were eating just rice and water and little sour bean curd bricks. And at the same time, we were digging for produce out of the produce waste bins when the market closed at the end of the weekend. And she was telling me about that story, and it almost brought me to tears. Because during that time, I was able to live my life without a single care, where my parents shouldered all of the burden of the finances that they had to hold. And so that's why that picture in that top right-hand corner, I'm so proud of, because that was a $1,600 lunch I was able to pay for and take them to eat. So I'm so proud of that moment where I'm able to now give back to my parents for all that they have done for me. And now the only reason for why I'm able to tell you this story today, and the reason why I'm standing in front of here talking to you guys today, is because of this industry called network marketing. I know a lot of you guys have heard of this industry before, and I know that I'm going to be very raw and honest in this video, and I'm going to be very raw and honest in this webinar that I'm going to share very directly with you, and I hope that is okay. The network marketing industry is a beautiful industry. A lot of you guys have heard of this industry before, and a lot of you guys may not agree with the industry, but I want to give you guys another perspective. I've grown up in this industry now for 15 years, and I know that this industry works. I can tell you this as a fact standing in front of you today. Network marketing is an industry of the future. It is a profession that you will either be a part of or you will either be sold to as the world starts to change and shift in terms of technology. Network marketing is a boom. It is a booming industry that is growing faster every single day. There are currently 116 million people doing this business worldwide, generating over 189 billion US dollars of sales globally every single year and growing every single year. So it is definitely a profession that is not to be messed with. And very simply put, what this profession is and what we do in network marketing is we already do it. The problem is we don't get paid for doing what we do. Every one of us today standing here, every one of us today that is watching this webinar, we are already doing what network marketers do. We simply don't get paid for it. And it makes it a lot easier now with our mobile devices. On a simple mobile phone, you can go out there and share a product or a location or a place that you really like and love, and very quickly your friends will pick up traction on it and they will go. Now, very simply put, we don't get paid for what we are already doing. But in the network marketing industry, we can form a career and a livable income of sharing the things that we love. So I want you guys at home today watching the webinar to think about this question really quickly. When was the last time you recommended something to someone? I know when I went to watch an awesome movie known as Crazy Rich Asians, I told a lot of my friends about it. I'm sure some of you guys at home watched that movie as well. Or maybe even the Avengers. I love Marvel. Marvel's one of my favorite franchises. Or even Fast and Furious. You watch these movies, you love the celebrities, you love the storyline, you love the movie, and you go and tell all your friends about it. But here's the thing, your friend's going to rock up to the cinema buying into your idea of how great that movie is. They're going to sit down, buy a movie ticket, which is now ridiculous at $20 a piece. They're going to buy popcorn, they're going to buy a drink, they're going to buy a choc top, and they're going to spend $50 each just so they could go and watch this movie and enjoy themselves. But the question is, you essentially made the sale through your word of mouth recommendation. But how much did Marvel pay you? How much did Event Cinemas pay you in order for referring your friends to go and watch a movie and spend 2 hours of their time in their cinema? And their answer is simple. Their answer is zero. They don't pay us for the referral that we have given them. What happens in our industry is we do the opposite. We actually get paid a commission for the referrals that we generate through our organization every single week. We get paid every single week based on the referrals generated through our organization. And that is such a beautiful concept, is that everywhere nowadays we have all these big companies implementing all of these different techniques, where they ask you to share with a friend to get a $10 voucher when they buy for the first time. But instead of just getting a $10 voucher, you can now create an income off this industry. And that is so awesome. And I love this concept so much. So I want to share with you guys something that I learned from Robert Kiyosaki himself. This is called the cash flow quadrant. I'm sure some of you guys at home would have heard of this concept before. Now, it doesn't matter where you get paid or what you get paid or how you get paid, you will sit in either one of these 4 quadrants. Now, you guys will see here that on the left side of the quadrant, we have what is called the 95% of population, which hold 5% of the world's wealth. These are what we call the linear active income quadrants. In these quadrants, you are either an employee or you are self-employed, or you're a small business owner and you trade or you sell your time for money. Now, it doesn't matter how much money you make per hour, you are still going to be limited to trading your time for money. And guess what? We all have 24 hours in a day. I hope that you guys don't have more than 24 hours in a day. If that's the case, please send me a message and we can get chatting. Because 24 hours in a day is all we are given and that's all we get. Now, the question isn't about how much time do we have, it's about how do we utilize our time. And if you always get paid time for money, you will always be stuck in that time for money trap. And that is why we call it linear active income. Because when you stop working as an employee, when you stop working as a small business owner, then you stop getting paid. It is very simple. So now, what about the other side of the quadrant? So the other side of the quadrant is what we call our leveraged passive income quadrant. That's where 5% of the world's population hold 95% of the world's wealth. And this is where we have our true business owner. A true business owner is someone who has over 500 employees, maybe a Fortune 500 company, maybe a large company as they define it, or even network marketing itself. Network marketing is quite unique because it falls in the category of big business when you don't need to have the capital that a big business requires it to start. And the reason for that is because you can create leverage in this business. And it doesn't matter what business you get into in this world. If you can't find a way to make people equal to money, you can never scale and grow your business to allow you to have the freedom that you desire. Because let's be honest, the reason why you are watching this webinar today is because you want to achieve freedom. Whether it's financial freedom, health freedom, or time freedom, you're here to achieve freedom today. But there is no way in this world to achieve freedom without leverage. So we need to figure out how we can create leverage in the 21st century. Fortunately, with technology nowadays, it allows us to create leverage much easier and faster than it did before. Now, once you've made enough money as a business owner, you can now take that money and invest that money to create more money. That is where the investor quadrant sits, and that's where money makes money. And that's why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So now, that is an awesome component of business, is that you can now transition from an employee quadrant or a self-employed quadrant into the business quadrant just through simply opening up your mind and being open-minded. You can take a look at different business models available for you in the 21st century, and you can now look at how you can create business. So then, if you wanted to start up a business, what sort of business would you start? Let's take a look at traditional business. If you are going to open up a traditional business, you will need to think about your suppliers, your manufacturers, your middlemen, your delivery, your distribution. You have to think about your shop front, your wages, your staff, your marketing, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And let's not forget about stock. Remember how my parents went into $800,000 worth of debt because of the stock that they held? Now that is one of the biggest problems with traditional business. And at the end of the day, the retail customer will get ripped off. How many of you guys have heard of the concept of Alibaba, eBay, or AliExpress nowadays? Now I want you guys to think about your phone. How much did you pay for your mobile phone case? Now if you go into the Apple store and get an Apple iPhone case, it may cost you $60. But if you go onto a website like Alibaba, AliExpress, or eBay, you can get that exact same iPhone case for maybe $5 or less. And that is why traditional business nowadays is struggling. So then what about our business? I'm talking to you guys about network marketing today. Our business takes the customer and puts them directly into the manufacturer's hands so that the customer can get not just a cheaper product, but they can get the product delivered to their house at a much faster rate. Our job is very simple as a network marketer. Our job is to build networks, to create networks, and to also market to those networks. And those are some of the highest paid skills in the world. We talk about high income skills, and networking and marketing are two of the highest paying skills in the world. We simply connect our customer directly to the manufacturer in whatever marketing strategy that we choose to use. And that's why direct selling has its benefits. Some of you guys may know Paul Pilzer. He's an economist and he used to work with the White House. So with direct selling, or with our industry of network marketing, the headaches of traditional business ownership are virtually eliminated. We are a business where you don't have the overheads like a traditional business. You don't have to pay wages. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay electricity bills. You don't have to pay for stock. You don't have to pay for employees, which is probably some of the biggest headaches that you'll get in a traditional business. You don't have to pay for everything that encompasses a traditional business. And that is what I love about the business of the 21st century, which is network marketing. So then, it has plenty of benefits. And now that brings me to our platform. Our network marketing platform and our partner in network marketing is the company called USANA Health Sciences. It is a company based in Salt Lake City in Utah. And as you guys can see in the photo, that is our head office over in Salt Lake City, Utah. It is an amazing head office and facility that manufactures its products in-house. And I've personally checked that out, and if you guys want to see our video of our recent tour, please click a link in the webinar as you can see it. So it's an amazing office over in Salt Lake City in Utah, and it's open to the public to visit. You can actually take a tour of our manufacturing processes, you can actually take a tour of our laboratories, and you can meet all the scientists that actually work in our company. Now here's what sets us apart from different network marketing companies. Our company is actually started by a scientist, not started by a person in a business suit, not started by a businessman or woman. It is started by a scientist. And me, myself as a scientist, coming from that background, I know exactly why scientists build businesses. We build businesses to help more people. As scientists, I can tell you as a fact, the average salary for a scientist here in Australia is anywhere between $52,000 and $65,000 a year Australian, before tax. We don't get paid a lot of money, but the reason why we do a lot of research and the reason why we want to do what we do, even though we don't get paid a lot, is because we want to help and further humankind. And that's exactly why Dr. Myron Wentz started this business. Dr. Myron Wentz himself is a microbiologist specializing in immunology. He holds a double PhD, and that is amazing. Me, myself, finishing a bachelor's degree, that was hard enough as it is. But this man has a double PhD in microbiology, specializing in immunology. And that is amazing. Because of his efforts and his genius there, he was one of the people during the early stages of the 70s who could keep the human cell alive out of the human body in cell culture for one of the longest periods possible. And that is amazing. Having come from a laboratory culture myself, growing cells in a lab, it is actually immensely hard to grow human cells out of the body and keep them alive for long periods of time. Because of his skill set, he started Gold Laboratories in 1974. In this lab, he developed diagnostic test kits for diseases such as Epstein-Barr virus. Now, he also developed 200 other different diagnostic test kits. And Epstein-Barr virus, for those of you guys who are at home scratching their heads confused about what it is, it's actually another way for you to look at the disease known as glandular fever. It's one of the most infectious diseases known to man, and most of us may contract it during our lifetime. He founded Gold Laboratories back in 1974, and from there, something unfortunate happened. He lost his father to a heart attack at the early ages of 19 years old. Imagine if you were 19 and you lost your father to a heart attack. Then that is quite a sad moment. And you are at that stage starting to look at what career path you should choose. And that is why he chose science, because he wanted to stop people in the future from facing the same fate as his father. But unfortunately for him, a few years later on, he lost his mum. He lost his mum to a breast cancer. And then a few years on, he lost his brother to cancer. And so for him, he started to change the direction in his life. He started to change direction from, instead of diagnosing infectious diseases, he started to think about preventing chronic diseases. Because his parents and his family didn't die from infectious diseases, which most of us don't die from nowadays. We start to die from diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, respiratory disease. These are the biggest killers that we see nowadays. So he sold Gold Laboratories back in the 90s for $22 million US. I mean, any normal human like you and me maybe would have retired with $22 million, and that was back in the 90s. But instead, he invested all of his money. He did the craziest thing that anyone could imagine, and he opened a manufacturing facility known as USANA Health Sciences, where he could be the scientist in charge of the quality of the products that were entering the market. And USANA in Greek and Latin actually means true health. So he started USANA back in 1992, and in 2007, he earned the Albert Einstein Award for Outstanding Achievements in Life Sciences. And that's an amazing effort to have. Now fast forward to 2016, we've been in business now for 26 years, and 2018 moving on to our 26th or 27th year in business. That is an amazing achievement. So that's really cool about our company. And that is why we are a global nutritional leader around the world. We're currently in 24 countries around the world. We're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange with a market cap of $3 billion and a debt of zero. How amazing is that? I mean, I was a student. I'm definitely not worth $3 billion, and I have a $50,000 HEX debt. Now, this is a $3 billion market cap company with zero debt. If you're into your stocks, I urge you to take a look at USANA on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ exchange. The code is USNA. Now, we currently have over 560,000 active distributors and preferred customers from around the world. Now, everything we do is centered around Dr. Myron Wentz's dream. His dream is to have a world free from pain and suffering and a world free from disease. And we spread his vision all around the world, and that is why you're watching this video today. Because we are here to share with you his vision to become the healthiest family on earth. And I'm so passionate about this vision because I truly believe that your health is your greatest wealth. And now every one of us, whether it's you, whether it's me, we all want to be healthy. And whatever true health is for you may be different for me. True health for you might be to sleep better at night, or maybe to recover faster in the gym. True health for me is maybe to be at the optimal performance that I can reach, maybe to have my peak mental clarity. It's going to be different for both you and me. And that's why USANA is so great at what it does. The USANA difference compared to other companies on the market is because we use quality raw materials. Not only that, but all of our products are based on scientific evidence and scientific studies. We manufacture our quality products in-house. We don't manufacture with third party. We manufacture our supplements in-house. And we always continue to improve our products year on year. We actually update our products quite consistently. And not only that, but we have a different form of product for every single country that it is in. Because we know that the human population is different in every country. And we know that each demographic has a different need of nutrition. And that is why our company manufactures different forms of our product for every country that it is in. Not only that, what impresses me the most is coming from Sydney University. We didn't even have 85 in-house scientists at Sydney University. But USANA Health Sciences has over 85 full-time scientists working in the laboratory to make sure that the products are at the highest level possible with the best quality research behind it. And not only that, what really makes me as a professional nutritionist trust in these products is because we have a potency guarantee. I urge you to do your research and see if any other company out there will provide you with a potency guarantee. And potency literally means the product works at the given dosages. We don't give you just a quality guarantee, we give you a potency guarantee for the product to work. And every single bottle has Dr. Myron Winter's signature on it because he trusts in his potency guarantee. Not only that, we model our business practices and we model our manufacturing practices on CGMP pharmaceutical grade. Not nutraceutical grade, not food grade like you would see on the products on the shelf. We manufacture at GMP pharmaceutical grade voluntarily. So not only that, if you don't trust me because you're just seeing me on the webinar, if you go and check with your local doctor, especially here in Australia with the MIMS or the eMIMS guide, which is a book which recommends doctors for which products to refer to their clients, you can actually find USANA products in that book. We're also listed in the Physician's Desk reference in America and the Compendium of Pharmaceutical Specialties. So you can find us in a lot of the doctor referral guides. Not only that, but a lot of us would agree that Canada has some of the strictest drug standards in the world. And of course it is the case. Now Canada is amazing because it has some of the healthiest population, and at the same time they have some of the strictest drug enforcement laws and some of the strictest pharmaceutical laws. Now, the health minister commissioned this man called Lyle McWilliam to do a study on nutritional supplements. Now, over a 6-year duration, Lyle McWilliam did a study where he broke down over 1,650 different products on the market and compared them from 1 to 1,650. So he ranked them based on various different attributes. Now, USANA has been for the last 19 years and 6 revised editions of this book the #1 rated supplement on the market. And that is exactly why we attract all of these big name athletes into the business. And that is why champions choose USANA. We have over 10,000 elite national and international active athletes that are taking our USANA products. And not only that, but we are the official supplement supplier for many teams and organizations around the world. Some of that include USA Nordic, USA Winter Olympics team, the Korean speed skating team, the USA Luge team, the Filipino Sports Commission, the Women's Tennis Association, including the athletes such as Serena and Venus Williams themselves, Sam Stosur, Caroline Wozniacki, which just recently won another competition. We also work with the Mexican national team, which just competed in the World Cup. We work with AFC Bournemouth. We also work with the Canadian Winter Olympics team. We work with a lot of Colombian national teams. But the most important one in my perspective, or the craziest one in my perspective, is we recently started working with the Chinese Olympic team. We recently started working with the Chinese Olympic facility, and all of the athletes in there are taking USANA products exclusively. And that is amazing because the Chinese Olympic team, in my perspective as an athlete previously, is one of the highest regarded teams in the world. Not only that, but we also attract people like Dr. Mehmet Oz. Dr. Oz is known as the Oprah of TV doctors. He is amazing. He has so many views on his TV show every single day. And he is passionate about educating the public about health and nutrition and how to achieve the best life that they can achieve. So he and Dr. Myron Wentz came together a few years ago and decided to work on the project together. Now our USANA products are featured on Dr. Oz's TV show every single month. So keep your eye out on Dr. Oz's TV show and you'll be able to catch USANA products there. And the reason why we attract so many of these active celebrities into our business is because we never settle. Did I also mention to you guys that with the athletes that we have, we don't pay them a single cent? We actually only give them products for sponsorship. We don't sponsor them based on money, we sponsor them with products only. And the reason for that is because we have a US $1 million athlete guarantee. We guarantee our products for the athletes that are safe, they're pure, they're potent, And so that if they ever get done for doping and it's linked back to USANA, we will pay them US $1 million. Now, up until date, I don't think there is any company out there that will guarantee an athlete and pay them out if their products have caused doping scandals in those athletes. So that is something that's amazing. And recently we were awarded by the Global Health and Pharma the Best Nutritional Supplements Manufacturer of 2018. And that I'm really excited about because that is more third-party verification for us that we're going in the right direction and we are the best of the best. So that is awesome. And to give you an example of just why we are so good, this is our Cell Central product. These are our core products, our main flagship product. This is the product that sells the most in our company. The Cell Centrals, to get the same amount of nutrients as you would in these 2 bottles, you would need to eat 22,000 calories a day. To give you a perspective on how much 22,000 calories is, it's about 39 Big Macs. Not only that, but 22,000 calories is what a sumo wrestler would eat in the peak of their season. And also spend $70 a day just to get the nutrients you would get in our Cell Centrals on a daily basis through just 2 tablets of each bottle in morning and 2 tablets of each bottle at night. To get that much nutrients, you will need to spend $70 a day and eat over 22,000 calories just to get those nutrients in the most bioavailable form. How crazy is that? And that's why for me, I would much rather take my multivitamin, mineral and antioxidant every morning and night than go out there and spend all of my money on buying food. And that is why our USANA products cover you from head to toe. Not only do we just provide you with the core, the basics, we don't just give you the vitamins, the minerals, and the antioxidants that you need every single day to function, but we cover you from head to toe, whether you need something for your eyes, whether you need something for your nose, whether you need something for your skin, whether you need something for your digestive system, or your muscles, or your heart, or your bones, or your brain. We have something for everyone. Not only that, but we also provide nutritional support for anyone that is looking to get pregnant through our prenatals. We also provide nutritional support for our babies as they grow up into teenagers through our USANimals and our Body Rocks products. Our second range of product is our USANA Foods range. These are a low GI foods range which allows you to replace meals when you need it. Not only that, but they have a high source of fiber because most of us don't eat enough fiber during the day. They're low GI at a rating of 25, which is lower GI than an apple. Now, if you don't know what GI is, I recommend giving it a quick Google. The glycemic index is just an indicator for how fast the sugar goes into your bloodstream, and that is very important for anyone that is diabetic or insulin resistant out there. We're also gluten-free, and at the same time, we use a lot of different ingredients and include a lot of different nutrients in these meal replacements and our protein, to allow you to replace the meals, or for those of you that are breakfast skippers out there, to have a decently healthy meal every morning. Now, our third range of product that we recently just launched is called the USANA Celavive range. Now, this is made in Japan. This is made in Japan, it's dermatologically tested, it's clinically trialed and proven. At the same time, it's cruelty-free and it's paraben-free, and it's had some amazing results around the world. In fact, it's sold so much that it's blowing our minds, and we recently had our launch in China where we did over 500,000 sales in the first day of launch. And to show you guys how powerful this product is because these products include our intelligence technology, which allows your cells to signal each other in order to renew themselves, to repair themselves, and at the same time to talk to themselves. And these are some of the results that we've had all around the world. You can see here some of the users have used the products for quite a while, for 6 months, and the left person you can see has used the product for 6 months, and at the same time you can see their face has completely changed. That's unbelievable. Our products, I want to remind you guys though, just in case, is that they're not designed to treat or cure any diseases or any health issues. They simply provide your body with the nourishment that it requires to do the job that it is supposed to. It is not designed to treat or cure any disease. Anyone that tells you their supplements can is lying to your face. And I just want to, like I said earlier, to be raw and honest with you guys. And that is exactly what our products are not designed to do. They are not designed to cure any of your diseases. They're not designed to treat any of your illnesses. But they are designed to give you the optimal level of nutrition that your body can take. And because of that, it allows your body to do the job it is supposed to do. Whether that is to give you results like you can see on the screen here, or whether that is to enhance your health, our products are not designed to treat or cure any diseases. They're simply there to take you to the optimal level of health that you can be. So now, in terms of a business, I can guarantee you this, that the products do sell. And for those of you guys who are checking out this webinar today in the hopes of finding an opportunity that might suit them, the products will sell. We're a $1 billion plus revenue company. So the products will definitely move. Now the question about this is, if the products are so good and they do move, how can we support you to build a business? USANA will give you the resources that you need to build the business. They'll give you your own website. They'll give you a CRM. They will give you marketing materials. They'll give you conventions and events for you to get trained at. But here's the thing. I want to offer you guys something special today. For all of you guys that are watching this video today, as the CEO of Hustle Nation, what I want to offer you guys today is the resources that we have on hand. I want to offer you guys our online automated training system to teach you guys how to become successful with or without a person next to you. I want to offer you guys business training where we teach you about how to build this business, the skills involved, and to develop your networking and also your marketing skills. I want to offer you local training wherever you are in the world. We will try to find you a location where you can get trained locally. And I want to offer you on-the-job training where we can hold your hand, where maybe even I can hold your hand, or most likely the person who shared this video with you to hold your hand to build this business. We will also give you the national celebration events. We'll give you regional events. We'll give you international events where you can now go and meet some big name people such as Tony Robbins himself, or maybe even Mel Robbins. We invite some of the best speakers around the world to give you private and exclusive training for great value for money. And that is what we will do for you at Hustle Nation. And I'm extremely confident that if you do join the family today, and I'm extremely confident that if you become a part of Hustle Nation, that we will be here to support you towards your dreams. So you might be thinking now, how do I get started in this business? How do I get started in this venture? It's very, very simple. There are two things you need to do now. The first thing is you buy our business development system. That is going to cost you $30, and that will include for you a website, a shopping cart, a checkout, everything that you need to build the business that will give you access to. And that is only $30. Now, on top of that, we're not here to teach you how to lie. I'm in the business of integrity. I'm in the business of honesty. I'm in the business of going out there and changing lives. And you cannot go out there and change lives unless you try the products yourself. I'm going to make sure that you see the benefits of the products. I'm going to make sure that you will see how awesome these products are for you. So you must try the products. And these are the only two conditions to starting the business. Is I want you to try the products, because there is no way you can share the products or represent our company without knowing what the products do for you. And I'm not in the business of teaching and coaching liars. Now, if you don't want to take the products and you just want to do the business, then that is okay. But unfortunately, Hustle Nation is not here and open for you to do that. You can go and find someone else in the USANA business and community to work with them. But Hustle Nation, we want to work with integrity. So please, if you do want to try the products, let the person who shared this video with you help you with a program, or send you some of the starting kits that you can take or buy in order to start this business. So like I said, let's repeat that. Once again, there are two things for you to do. Buy the $30 business development system, which allows you to become a USANA distributor, and at the same time allows you to create your own business and organization in USANA. And the number two thing is to be able to buy and purchase the products for yourself to use and try. Now, you might be thinking already throughout this presentation of different names of the people that you can help. Whether it's yourself, your family members, your mom, your dad, the strangers around you, or your workmates. Someone around you definitely has a health problem. I can almost guarantee you that. So how can we go and help them become healthier? And I'm sure you already have some of these names in mind. Some of them may even want the USANA opportunity to create an extra income stream in their life. And I'm sure you've already thought of a few names there too. So now how it all works and how it all comes together when you do get started is this. You open up your business centers based on how many products you buy. Whether you want to start a big business or whether you want to start a small business, that choice is up to you. And you can watch another video to help you describe what sort of businesses that you can start with. At the same time, you'll start to share USANA. Whether you share the products or the opportunity, it is up to you. And you think about who you know that you can help, who you know that you can serve with this USANA opportunity and these products, and most importantly, to be teachable. Now, there are two things I personally look for in this business to work with. Number one is you must have the desire and the drive to become successful or to be better than you were yesterday. That is the number one thing I look for. I cannot teach desire, I cannot teach drive, I cannot teach work ethic. Number two, the second thing I look for is if you are teachable. Because if you have the drive and the desire to succeed, I can teach you to succeed in this business. If you come into this business with your cup empty, I can pour my knowledge and my experience into there to help you accelerate your success. So now, how much you can earn in this business? There's no point in talking about a business without the earning potentials. Now, I just want to give you guys a few indications. This business will not give you success if you do not work for it. This business will not work if you do not work. This business will not work if you do not sell and talk to people. Some of you guys may be scared of the word selling, but I want to help you guys with this. I can teach you how to talk to people without sounding like a salesperson. Now, how much you can earn in this business is very simple. We have three categories that we're going to talk about right now. The first category is what we call our sharer category. These are the people who maybe want to take the products for the health benefits themselves and share the products with the people around them sometimes. The key word here is sometimes. And they can earn anywhere between $100 to $200 a month, and that would help them offset the cost that they spend on their own products. The second category of people is what we call our business builder category. The people who might want to start up a side hustle or to build up a business with their part-time, to go to work 9 to 5 and make a living, and to come and build a life in their 5 to 9 with us, then these are the people who can earn anywhere between $200 to $3,000 a month. Now, this is someone who commits roughly about 10 to 15 hours of work to the USANA business every single week. If that is you, then this is most likely the category that you're going to sit in. And our final category is someone like myself. We see the business as it is, and we want to take this business to the next level. And if this is you, congratulations. But most of us, to be honest, won't be at this level yet. This is someone like myself who commits over 20 hours a week to my business. In fact, I commit about 60 to 80 hours a week to my business. And we can earn anywhere between $3,000 to $100,000 a month, if not more, because there is no limit, there's no glass ceiling here. But again, I want to talk about the income side of things. This is income that you can only create through hard work. You can only create this through your leadership skills, your hard work, the skills that you develop over the years, and this definitely will not come easy. I want to say this as a fact, that to get to this level, is not an easy process. And I want all of you guys to know that it is possible to get there. I'm standing here as living proof. But the problem with that is it takes a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, lonely nights, rejections, objections, a lot of growth that you need to go through. And for most of us, this is not somewhere we start off in the business. But if that is you and you want to dive in head first, I welcome you. And please do send me a message after this video so we can work a lot closely together. So now, what happens more importantly than the money and the finance side of things is this. The first thing that happens is you'll start to see your health improve. And that to me is more important than money ever will be. Because your health is your wealth. There is no point in being the richest person in the graveyard. The second is you can start to create yourself a leveraged income stream. An income stream that allows you to create residual income for yourself so you don't need to start every week on zero. So you can start every week with your bills paid. So you can start every week with more money in the bank account than you left it at last week. You can start to create leveraged income in this business. And the third stage is you can quit your job in 6 to 24 months, provided that you work hard, you work diligently, and you work towards your success in this business. And again, like I said, the key word here is work. This business, I will guarantee you right now, it will not work if you do not work. So again, if you do work for it and you put in the blood, sweat, and tears to create a business for yourself, then you can eventually quit your job within 6 to 24 months. And we have had plenty of people do that. So I want to ask you guys a question at the end of today, and this will help us help you, is where do you want to go from here? You can turn your dreams into reality today. It can either be day one of your new journey, or you can either sit there in your chair or wherever you are and think about maybe one day I'll start something like this. Maybe one day I'll go out there and create my own business on the side. So please help us help you in making a decision, because all it takes is one decision to change your life. So you can either be in one of three positions that I'm going to give you today. You can either be a C, you're a customer, you want to try the products, or maybe you don't even want to try the products, but you do have someone to refer to us. And for that, please do refer them to us. Because if you don't refer them to us, there is no way for us to know your network, serve your network, and help the people around you without you connecting us to them. Or number two, you're interested. You are interested in this business. You have a few questions. You want to get a few concerns ironed out. So please speak to the person that showed you this video. Please speak to the person that invited you to this webinar. And please get in contact with our support team. And we will be able to support you and help you in your journey. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us at our website, teamhustlenation.com. And please ask us the questions if you do have them. Or you're an A. You're an action taker. You're an action Allen like me. And you want to take action and you want to get started. And for that, if you do, please ask the person who has sent you this video today to get started in your business journey, to sign up with us, to get your products, to get your business development system, and for us to start training you straight away. And for that, I welcome you to the team. So for those of you guys who are now seeing this webinar, I hope you have gotten some fantastic value out of here. I really do hope to see you guys soon, and I really do hope that I can work with all of you guys soon. So please get in contact with the person who shared this webinar with you. And if you have any questions for me, you can search for my name, ALLEN space FU on Facebook or Instagram, and you should be able to find me there. Please send me your questions if you have any, and I hope to see some of you guys soon. And as always, guys, hustle hard, stay humble, work towards those dreams. And I'll see you guys sometime soon. Take care.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing.